Hello and welcome to the LRM podcast, sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance. I'm Martin Domoney, and today I'm at one of my favourite places. I am at Motor and Diesel Engineering with Ben Barker. How are you?
Very good. How are you, Martin?
Very well, very well. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day outside and significantly better than the last time I was here when you kindly sorted out my camshaft bearings in my 200 TDI block.
Yes, it was a bit more miserable than it is now.
It was absolutely hideous outside, and I made the trip over in my Series 3, which was an experience in itself. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Last time we were here, we've known each other a number of years now. You've done a lot of sort of different projects, both for magazines, and you've done a few bits for me, including the cam bearings. And it's a really fascinating place. I really like coming here because you've always got something different and new to show me. And it's a company that stretches back far, far longer than a lot of other businesses in Land Rover circles. So where did it all begin? Obviously, I think your grandpa kicked it off, didn't he?
Yeah, so Grandpa, David Jackson, as most people know him as, he started off really as an apprentice for Perkins engines back in the late 60s, and then decided to go on his own. And at the time, it wasn't necessarily Land Rover-based stuff. There was a big demand for reconditioned Perkins diesel engines, and there wasn't enough people making them at the time, and Grandpa decided to start reconditioning them. And then it started to become more and more popular for people to put these engines into, whether it be other 4x4s, but mainly Land Rovers. And the company grew into really doing conversions for Land Rover based vehicles, especially in the heyday back in the 80s and the 90s. It was all really for classic Range Rovers.
Right, okay. Because you quite often see, I mean, I'm as guilty as anyone of scrolling through eBay and you look at classic Range Rovers. In fact, you've got one outside, and you do stumble across the odd one that still has a Perkins or a sort of an engine conversion that would have been done all those years ago. So it's pretty likely that Motor and Diesel had a hand in that.
Yeah, so I would say every classic Range Rover with a 4182 in, or a Mazda SL35, has got a backplate that was designed by us. Whether or not it was made by us or copied, it was designed by us originally. And also we did all the 4182 into series vehicles as well back in the day. But that's all before my time.
4182, is that a 4-cylinder engine?
Yeah, so 4182 stands for, it's 4 at the beginning is 4 cylinders, and the 182 is 182 cubic inches.
Oh, okay.
That's what it means. I didn't know that.
I was going to say
years ago, but
I don't know a lot about.
So there was also a 6247 Perkins engine,
right,
which was a 6-cylinder, 247 cubic inches.
I see. Yeah, Perkins.
I think some of those are fitted in classics.
Okay,
well. A few, but not a huge amount.
Yeah, you do. They do certainly crop up the old 2-doors sometimes, old Perkins diesel engine. But yeah, Perkins a bit before my time. The Mazda engine, though, I mean, I'm glancing around the office we're sat in, and there's a lot of manuals up there for the Mazda SLT, which is a personal favourite of mine and an engine I would love to transplant into a Land Rover at some point. I know LRM contributor Trevor Cuthbert is also a big fan of the SLT over in Ireland. 3.5 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder diesel, real torquey thing. But what actually, one thing I've never understood about the engine is what it actually came in.
So it was, you're testing my brain now. As far as I'm aware, it was never actually mass produced in the European market, and it was only really in like Japanese trucks that went also into Australia,
right,
and that kind of region. But we, back in the 80s, so it begins from Mazda started making the 4182 under license from Perkins.
Right, okay.
And the 3.5 SL is a derivative of the 4182. And Mazda made it for their own home market. And because they were making the 4182, Grandpa David had a relationship with Mazda at the time and said, well, we would like to make this fit in our own market. And they agreed to supply us with engines. And at the time, we were probably doing 2 or 3 conversions a week.
Wow. Serious scale then.
Oh, big scale. Like, nowadays, we're only 4 or 5 man company. but back in the day, we were employing over 25 people.
I never knew that it was that size.
Yeah, a big business.
Because you've or not the last time, but previously when I visited you, you've been at a unit out in Cambridgeshire, and now you're back. This is where it all began, isn't it? You're back sort of.
Not necessarily. No. So we've moved around. We used to be at Station Works in Bourne.
Oh right! Wow.
Cambridgeshire.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yes.
Right, and the family is generally Cambridgeshire based. In the 90s, there was financial hardship for the company, and David said, well, we've got to change. So we had to basically sell up and move. And we moved to Lincolnshire in 2001.
Right, okay.
And then we were here up until 2017. And then we moved back down to Cambridgeshire. And we were there from 2017 to 2025. And then the company moved back to where we were in Lincolnshire because my personal circumstances changed.
Got you. Sorry, my mistake.
No, it's all right.
I remember looking back through all the old magazines. Well, they weren't old magazines back when I was reading them, but like early 2000s, and Motor and Diesel was always Lincolnshire based. And that's
So, the last 25 years, 18 of them, we've been in Lincolnshire. So
fantastic. A lovely part of the country to
we're right on the border of the Fens, really. If you go 2 miles west of us, it's hilly, but mile going east, it's completely flat. Flat.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. But one of the, like I say, glancing around the office we were recording in, one of the a great memory really for me when we were on Land Rover Owner was doing your 3.7 V6 powered 90, which I spotted as I drove up. You still have it? Does it still have that engine?
It does. It still has the engine in it. It's currently on the driveway. Don't really use it much, to be honest with you. It's just a bit of a toy.
Yeah.
Bit of a hobby car. I've had the car I drove around here when I was about 14.
Wow.
Drove around the field out the back here. And I, changed the chassis on it. And it's had, 3 different engines in it since I've owned it. It's had a standard TDI, it had a turbocharged, like a VNT turbocharged TDI, and then I put 2.8 in it, and then it had the V6 eventually. Oh no, I think in there was a 3 litre mechanical injection 300 TDI I did as a special.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but no, that went really well. Still got it somewhere. But yeah.
Oh, have you? Wow, interesting. I'll have a look at that later. But that was a Ford engine, wasn't it? The 3.7 petrol V6.
Yeah, so it was fitted in Mustang,
right,
in the US market only.
Okay.
And it was then, for the few customers that have got them from us in their vehicles, we did a conversion for about 3 or 4 years ago. They were in the Ford Transit in American spec.
Oh right, okay.
That's crazy to think. Over here in the UK, you'd never have a 3.7 litre petrol V6 in a Ford Transit, or anywhere really in Europe. But in the States, that was their standard spec.
It's mad, isn't it? I remember when we come to do the feature, and I had a go in it, and I thought it was a really nicely balanced engine for a Defender, because it's not like some of the. You drive like the LS powered ones and they're fun for about 5 minutes, and then it almost becomes a bit of a burden. Whereas that you could really wring it out, and it was very smooth and linear.
No, it was a really good conversion. The biggest problem was eventually Ford stopped making the engine.
Right.
And then there was a 3.5 litre version they did, but it came to problems with ECU control, and in the end we just said we will stop doing it.
Right, got you.
Mainly because of our main market of the 2.8s we do for 300 TDI.
Yes, let's get on to the 2.8, because the 2.8 is has always been, like a few things in Land Rover circles, one of those, an ambition to have a 2.8. And I got close with the LRO 90, because we had when we were doing that build, we fully rebuilt what was the blue 90, and we rebuilt into the red 90. Mm-hmm. And we took the 300 TDI, it was very tired, out of that. And it went over to you guys, and you basically converted it to 2.8 litre and completely built it up, ready to fit. And then we took it back to Britpart, where we were doing the work, and we fitted it. And My only regret about that vehicle is we kept the automatic gearbox, and I wish we'd gone back to a manual, because you kind of lose that big slug of torque that the 2.8 has.
Bottom end.
Yeah, we didn't make full use of that. But really, really, basically, as Steve would defend himself here because he likes TD5s, but I think the TDI era with the mechanical injection is the best Land Rover engine, and taking it to 2.8 with a few little modifications is even
just keeps up with today's traffic, to be honest. Like, you've got a simple mechanical injection diesel that you can fix in the field if something goes wrong, and by increasing its capacity up to 2.8 litres and, say, putting a VNT turbo on it, you're just giving that extra oomph that bringing it into modern road traffic. And you can tune them up to... we haven't personally tuned them up to 200 horsepower, but there's customers that say they claim they get that from it.
Yeah.
We would never do that because we want the reliability of it.
Longevity is key,
longevity. And longevity is the main reason why a lot of our customers like them, is because they're so simple.
Right.
And if you maintain them well, they'll quite happily do 250,000 miles with next to no maintenance apart from oil change, cam belt change, and take your tappets.
The usual stuff.
Yeah.
No, they're a really, like I say, the 2.8. Everyone who's got one, I've spoken to people over the years who've said they've got them in various different things, from Defenders, Discovery, 101 forward control.
Yeah.
They just have that extra edge, don't they? Because they're revised crankshaft and pistons, aren't they?
Yeah, so they have a different crank, different conrods, and different pistons.
Full rotating assembly is different.
Yeah, so the stroke increases,
right,
as well as the bore size.
Okay, but they're based on the standard TDI block, aren't they?
Yeah, so our engines are now, but obviously there was the original HS 2.8, which was built by NWM in Brazil.
Right.
Yeah, that had a slightly different block design, but really the same. The cooling jacket was slightly different, but all the back end was the same. So his standard like R380 gearbox would go on it with the standard 300 TDI flywheel housing, and it was a real simple, easy conversion.
Yeah,
and it kept it very stock under the bonnet.
Yeah, definitely. And I think part of that, as well as obviously being mechanically injected and fixable with hand tools, is the space around the TDI is lovely. They're a nice engine to work in situ, because they're not so packed in. So keeping that, like you say, 4-cylinder and the packaging is nice. But yeah, just looking at the cover of the workshop feature, one of the 2 workshop features I think I wrote on the 2.8 conversion. Really, really good memory. And are they still a popular engine now?
Absolutely. Yeah, the 2.8 is our bread and butter.
Right.
It's a really good conversion with people, but absolutely really popular, along with our VNT turbo kit for the TDI.
In fact, yeah, you're right, because we did also on Neil Watterson's 110.
Yes.
We fitted one of it was quite an early kit, wasn't it? The VNT.
It was an early, it would have been an early. Over the years, we've done the VNT kit for the TDI, but it's been slightly different based on, because there are certain parts became obsolete, so we had to redo it. And but yeah, the one that Neil, was it say Neil?
Yeah, Neil. Yeah,
Neil. He's got like the latest kit we do.
Right.
But yeah, that's really popular, along with the 2.8 engines, whether that be, a lot of people want to build them themselves.
Oh, really?
So we do quite a few crank kits. So you get your crank rods and your pistons and your different head gasket and your main and big end bearings with your thrust washer.
Right.
And it comes with the full instructions on what you need to do it yourself, which is quite nice for people who are at home, want to do their own thing. The only thing that's not quite so easy if you're doing it at home is you have to get your block machined.
Sure, because they're bigger bore, aren't they?
Yeah. But for people overseas, then that's great for them to do it themselves, because freight isn't cheap, sending a whole engine over and etc. So
no, quite. I know, I totally get that. And the VNT turbo is, because the technology behind the turbo is, they're always a compromise, aren't they? You've got you want it small enough so it's responsive from low RPM, but also you want to carry that power spread as far up the
Yeah.
rev range as possible, which isn't really that achievable with a fixed turbo, whereas the VNT, that's the
Yeah.
point of it, isn't it? Is it's
Yeah, so the VNT is fantastic at spooling the turbo up at low RPMs because it restricts the exhaust gas flow through, and it speeds the gas up. Speeds the gas up to turn the turbo on faster, then increases the boost quick enough to get more flow. So, and with this early type VNT design, it's not electronically controlled. It's just a boost controlled. So it has its own actuator that's works on the boost the turbo reduces, and then there's a lever that opens it up, and
right.
so you get a decent power curve throughout the rev range. The main thing is the torque coming in at such low RPM at 1400 RPM.
Yeah, it's instant, isn't it? And that's perhaps what the TDI
Lacks a bit. Yeah, the standard TDI lacks that a bit. The bottom end performance is not brilliant.
There's a bit of a deadness, isn't there, to the pedal? Whereas the TDI, as I said, having driven Neil's as well, it really does pick up from. You can be chugging along in second gear, range off road, and you prod the throttle, and it picks up almost like a petrol rather than like bogging down and then clearing itself. Yeah, really, really nice. But so you guys, you're into the turbos, you're into the engines. What do you make then, Ben, of all these non-Land Rover conversions people are doing?
Fair play to them, really. I think it's great to fit different engines into vehicles. It's great to see how they perform differently. What do I think is overall? It's great as long as the fitment of it is well done.
Right.
It's ensuring that the radiator package you've got is correct, and the hose layout and arrangement isn't going to fret against something and split. And it's all about trying to make under the bonnet as OEM as possible, which is what our conversions have always tried to achieve. There's a lot of knowledge needs to be known about where the engine needs to sit at the drivetrain angle, and making sure the offset of the engine is correct, because it all has an effect on the prop shaft angles at the end, and especially on the Pumas you've already got an issue because
they're canted backwards, aren't they?
Yeah, that was all to get it to fit.
Right.
Basically, Land Rover needed to get it to fit under the bonnet, hence why the bonnet has got a bulge on a Puma. And that meant that the drivetrain angle changed. I think, off the top of my head, the drivetrain angle on a Puma is 5.5 degrees up, whereas on a TDI or V8, this is about 2.5 degrees.
Right, okay. Yeah,
it's an increase.
They do sit, like you say, the engine's quite high and it slants backwards, doesn't it? And then the front prop, you always look at a Puma front prop and you think, that looks like it's possibly on the limit of what it should be doing. But
and props don't like to be bent all the time.
Right.
I know they're designed to do that, but they don't. When you're driving along, you don't want to have big prop angles because then you start getting vibrations and everything. But no, overall, other conversions are great as long as they look neat and the development's been thought out so they last, which is a bit like we spent a long time in the 80s and 90s, not that I did personally, but David did, and made sure that the Mazda worked well. And we've got people now that have got Range Rovers with Mazdas in that they've had in for 40 years, or they've been in 5 different Range Rovers because they've all gone rotten, but the engine's still going. But that's because the conversion was well sorted out.
From snorkels and roof racks to engine swaps and body kits, there are loads of modifications you can make to your Land Rover. If you're struggling to get insurance on your modded Landy, speak to specialist insurance broker Adrian Flux. With like-for-like cover on both cosmetic and performance upgrades, they'll help keep your pride and joy protected. Call them directly on 0344 728 0417 for a quote.
It's funny. There seems to be, I don't know if it's a resurgence or it's always been ticking along in the background and it's maybe just gone by the wayside. But you mentioned earlier on, actually, like the Series V8 conversion group.
Yeah.
My 109 has a V8 in it, and it's got, I think it's a Milner Phillips conversion ring. Yeah. Possibly their brackets as well and stuff like that. But you guys still sell the V8 kits.
Yeah. So Yeah, to be honest, we used to buy the Milner Phillips kits from them, and we used to sell them.
Right.
Sell them on to customers. We had a trade account with them that they ceased trading a number of years ago, and there was the demand for this kit, so we had all the drawing stuff. We've got all OEM drawings for the gearbox end and the engine end, and we said, well, we need to make our own. So we decided to make our own, got a pattern made, so like a casting pattern made, and then we have them cast of aluminium, and then they're machined, and so the main ring allows you to put the Rover V8 to the series transmission, whether that be LT76 or you go back to the old Series 1 and like the LT77, or we do the R380 Stumpy, or even standard 300 TDI R380. So we still do that adaptation, and that's really popular. Like there's a lot of people that are keen on making their series go a bit better, and yeah, it's cool, isn't it, having the V8? Why would you not want to have a V8?
Oh, I completely agree. I don't know if it's like people going back to, I don't know, it's difficult because in this day and age with the number of different engines you could choose from, and back then you were kind of either you had a 2.25 and you wanted more power, you went to like the 3 litre V6 Ford, or you went to the Rover V8. But now there's a lot more choice, but people still want a Rover V8. I don't know. It's like,
I think maybe because there's a bit of Land Rover heritage with it.
Hopefully.
I think there has to be that.
I think it does suit them really well.
Yeah. And to be honest, another thing is they're very common, so it's quite easy to get bits for.
True. Yeah.
So like said about the Ford V6 there, the old 3 litre one, like I can't imagine that's very easy to get bits for now.
I've never looked, but probably not.
No.
Yeah. Like
But why? Yeah, but absolutely. Why would you not want to have a V8 in your old series? The sound of it and the smell if you've got a carb.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. It's a really nice it's a nice match, and you don't have to go crazy with the power in them to get that big uplift over a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
And they don't use a lot more fuel than a 4-cylinder either.
Do they not? I wouldn't know.
No, it's negligible really, and certainly in my experience.
What did you get to the gallon out of yours?
I'd just put petrol in it when it runs out. But having run a 2.25 petrol quite a few miles, there's not a great deal in it.
No.
And you're not flat to the floor all the time. Which just becomes tiring. And even my V8, which is a low compression, it's actually out of a 101, is a nice increase without blowing the gearbox up constantly, and you're not thrashing it all the time. And of course, as you say, the noise is just, it's worth it all day, every day.
Absolutely, and you can get them to fit pretty nicely in there.
And it's good to hear that people are still buying them, because I know there's quite a lot of demand. I can think of 3 or 4 people who always ask me, when we run the LRM auto jumbles, can you keep an eye out for a conversion ring for a V8? And I'm like, you can buy them new still. Yeah. So they don't come up that regularly used, because I think people keep hold of them. I think they know that do you know what I mean? They're going to retain value because they're still desirable. But yeah, I mean,
we get a fair amount of demand, and it's not just the home market, not just the UK.
Right.
We get demand all over the world, and even. I can think of last week we sold one to a man in Dubai, despite all this hoo-ha going on in the West, Middle East, sorry. We sold a kit to Dubai, he had a flywheel, the clutch,
Wow.
Because he's got a series that he's restoring and he wants a V8 in it, and we offer this adaptation that makes it easy for them.
You must be, the only company that offers it, I would think.
Well, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, brilliant. No, it's really, really good. I would urge anyone who's on the fence about fitting a V8 to just do it, because it's so worth it. I love mine. I can't imagine it being powered by anything else now, to be honest. Once you've had one, it's hard to ignore. But
when Martin came before, I could hear him down the end of the road, turning in by the purr.
You can thank Dan from Demand for that, because it does have
they do really good exhaust there.
A very nice exhaust on it. And of course, as I said, back the last time I came over here, when it was lashing with rain, I brought my 200 TDI block over, which, following the entire saga of fitting that engine to my 110 and then finding out that it had a misplaced camshaft bearing and no oil pressure, I got the bearings, but didn't fancy. They're very, very intricate oil ways, don't they? If you don't like them, there's problems.
Fitting cam bearings in any TDI block is not particularly easy unless you've got all the proper equipment. We've got a special dolly set and a big long M20 stud that we pull them in with, and I've personally fitted hundreds now, so I sort of like I've got second nature to do it. And you line them up and you get them in bang on. We obviously fit pre-finished cam bearings, so there's have to line hone them
Yes.
afterwards, which makes it all the more convenient. Not that to say you could always fit non-pre-finished, but then you have got to line hone it, which is it's just another step of stuff you don't need to do.
Yeah, definitely. It's not exactly a sort of common practice anymore either. I wouldn't have thought it's not an easy thing to get done.
No, I know of people we've used previously for doing machining work. They're never keen on doing them because they're such a faff to get the bearings actually in.
Right. Okay.
You got to get them in, and then you've got to line hone it. But you've got to get, like you say, the oil ways all lined up, and it's not a very nice job.
As soon as it came up and I knew I had to strip that engine back down and put new cam bearings in, I thought there's one man for the job. And I emailed you. Thankfully, you helped me out.
Got it sorted, and then I presume it sorted all your problems out.
Yeah, the engine's been back in. Well, I got it back in pretty quickly after I'd done them, and covered the engine rebuild in the magazine, and I've done quite a few miles in it now. It's been perfect. I did spend a bit of money and get a nice oil pressure gauge because I was paranoid that there was going to be a problem, and touch wood, it's been absolutely spot on. A really, really strong performing engine as well, actually, considering the injection pump hasn't been wound up, which is one of the reasons I bought that particular 200, is because it hadn't been
touched.
Yes, the old smoke screw and diaphragm hadn't been messed with, which was nice. And yeah, it's a really, really, really good 200 TDI. I'm pleased I persevered and went with it in the end. But
they're a really good engine, the 200s. They're just, I prefer a 300 TDI over 200 purely because it's so much harder to get stuff for them.
Yes.
Getting bits for a 200 is getting harder and harder and harder, and then stuff's, even when it is available, it's really expensive.
Definitely, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. You showed me a small part of your collection of bits for engines last time I was here, and I was like, "Oh, this is a bit of a treasure trove." But yeah, like on the market, they're not easy to, not as easy to find good condition parts for, because the engines are 30, 40 years old now.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and things wear and break, and stuff's going to get harder and harder to find, especially quality bits. We've got a few like treasures of old stuff still. Got containers full of stuff, and a workshop that's all got engine bits and clean reconditioned parts, and we try and retain as much as we can without ending up with a whole container full of something that you're never going to use.
Yeah. No, I get that. It's all too easy to just hoard stuff for the sake of it, isn't it? But some of the it's really fascinating. Like I say, glancing around, and we'll do a day with feature in Land Rover Monthly magazine on motor and diesel, because it's a fascinating place and a fascinating company with a lot of history. You're showing me some of the old drawings that went into making the really early conversion parts. Absolutely amazing, hand drawn.
On that tracing paper type. Is that what you call it?
I guess so. It's like really old engineering diagrams.
Hand drawing, no CAD. It's all hand drawing, done mainly by my grandfather or one of our machinists at the time. But no, we've got hundreds of old stuff and OEM drawings. Some, OEM manufacturers help us with all our conversions.
Yeah, it's great to see that history's being preserved, and it's absolutely amazing.
There are not many companies out there that have got the information we do.
Right. Because it's been, 40... When did you actually start? Do you know what year it actually...
There's a bit of a debate around it.
Oh, is there? Right.
So, as far as we're aware, it properly started in 1974.
Okay.
As a business. We've been, Motion and Diesel or MD Engineering since 1974. Grandpa was doing a bit of work on his own. There wasn't really a company prior to that. We've been going over 50 years.
Wow.
Which I think we're probably older than Brit Park.
I don't actually know when they were formed. But
pretty sure we're older than Brit Park.
Probably. Amazing. I can picture the adverts now. You must have some old magazines somewhere with the old motor and diesel adverts in. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's what it would have been then.
Burned into my memory. but it's great to see it's still going strong, and the company's obviously evolved a lot over the time, and you've honed in on what's popular and in demand, and what stuff's been phased out. What's the crack with but how this came about was last week I was over my colleague Steve's, and we were doing a few bits on his 90, and we were debating the engine because he's a lovely fresh build, galvanized chassis, all fresh paint on everything, new tub, new bulkhead, and he's got this old 300 TDI which has been sat under a tarp in his driveway for years.
Yeah.
And it looks so out of place, surrounded by all this beautiful new stuff, and it's this quite rusty old. All the pulleys are rusty, and all the alloys gone furry. And I said, Steve, are you really going to keep that? It's going to be a summer cruiser. Surely you want a different engine? And we were laughing and joking about it. And then I said, what about the 2.3 EcoBoost, the turbo?
Yeah.
Have you got much involvement in them?
Yeah. So we've had an engine here, and we've looked at them, and we looked at it many years ago, before our 3.7 conversion, and at the time we felt the V6 was going to be a decent option for us, and we stuck with that. But we've very recently been reintroduced to purchasing the 2.3 EcoBoost, which is currently fitted in Mustang and other vehicles in the States.
Right.
And our whole intention is this year we're going to offer it as a package for people to fit in their own Defender. Purely because more and more people want petrols, not diesel.
Yes.
And the EcoBoost offers really quite good performance for actually quite good economy.
Okay.
So, as in, like fuel economy. So with either Rover V8 or the V6, you're lucky to get high teens.
That was a challenge, wasn't it, with the 3.7? Even as a modern engine, it liked to drink, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just so thirsty. And really, you want to be getting low 20s as a minimum in terms of economy, especially with the fuel price we've got at the moment.
Sure.
£1.60 a litre for petrol, or whatever it is, £1.90 for diesel. So yeah, it needs to be economic, especially for the UK market. And we're seeing more and more demand in Europe for petrol conversions, because people have been stung by having diesels in their Defenders. So there's a demand there for us to produce something, and I'm not sure what vehicle we're going to put it in yet, but we've got an engine, and we're going to do a conversion for it, do some development this year, and then offer it later as a package.
That's really cool. I didn't know that, because obviously there's been people playing with that engine and fitting them to Defenders. It's not as common as the LS conversions and that, but it's always been quite appealing to me, because like you say, for quite a compact engine, it does kick out quite a lot of power.
Yeah, you're looking at 300 horsepower, and you've got that's more than enough for a Defender.
Yeah.
You don't need, like the LSs, you get 400 horsepower or whatever, and you just don't need that kind of performance.
Being a 4-cylinder as well, a lot more compact.
An
LS fills the bay.
Yeah, and you've got this small little engine really that's going to sit in the engine bay, and you'll be able to work on it. Not that you should need to, but you'll be able to get around it and make everything fit as it wants to. And yeah, it's just a nice conversion for us to do, really, rather than there's the LSs, and I'll be honest, it's the market for it is too full.
Right.
I don't think for us, from a business point of view, that there's the market for us to get involved in doing LS conversions. And I'm not interested, really.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean,
I think our customers are more of the DIYers, want to do it themselves, which is great, because we like to supply stuff. We like to be able to help people out and get what they want out of their own Defender, whether that takes them 2 years in their own workshop, or they get their own garage to do it for a week or whatever. It's nice to be able to offer that as a kit form.
I think that's what the big difference will be, and I think you'll have a lot of interest, to be honest, because for so long it hasn't been something someone can tackle themselves, and being quite a readily available engine, because Ford have made it for...
Yeah.
When did it come out? It was 2018, wasn't it?
If not before then, I think.
Was it?
Must be.
There's a lot of them about. Availability should be good. Parts supply should be good.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's petrol, it's quite clean, and reasonably economical for the power you get. I think it's probably a nice conversion.
It's a really good conversion. We're going to offer it to begin with on manual transmission
Right.
as a start, just so it's an easy swap for people. We'll go on the MT82 and the Puma. We're also probably going to do it to the TD5 box,
Okay.
to the R380 TD5 and the 300 TDI. And we'll do, like you'll see on our site, we've got on our website, there's loads of different types of mounting feet. So we will offer mounting feet where it would drop onto the standard engine mounting rubber, so you haven't got to change the chassis around, or there's no like hard conversion stuff like that. There's no like welding. It would just be like a nice bolt on, dot in kind of.
I think that's ever more important for people with nice, tidy, late Defenders. They don't want to be chopping stuff around.
Especially if you've rebuilt your Defender and you put it on a galvanised chassis, and then there's a conversion, and you've got to then cut your engine mounting brackets off your chassis and re-weld it. It's like, no.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it, do you? No. You've got this lovely galv there. You don't want to start hashing that about.
No, I totally get it. I totally agree with you.
Our conversions are all about keeping the OEM as good as it can be, so the engine bay is as standard Land Rover as possible. And so like the radiator with the 2.3, we're most likely going to use a Puma style radiator because it's there and existing, and you make the stuff fit around that, rather than going, oh, we'll change the whole radiator for a different setup. And one, it adds massive cost, but also you're changing away from what was original. And we try and keep it as close to original as we can. I know the engine's changing, but
yeah, the rest of it.
The rest of it. Yeah.
Got you. No, that makes total
sense. But no, that'd be a really good conversion. That's on our development list for this year. We've got an old, four-cylinder 110 you saw. That red one.
Oh, yes. I really like that.
There's a really, really cool car.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. It's a very, very early 110, isn't it? It's sliding windows. Is it A reg or B reg?
B.
B. Okay, same as mine.
I don't know if it is. Is it sliding windows?
I seem to remember it is, because I think it's red over limestone. Is red and limestone? Am I thinking of something else? It's a really,
got all like the county stickers on it, and
yeah.
And it's all got galvanised roof rack and all the galvanised cappings everywhere.
Yes, it is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. But is that what's going to get converted?
I think so.
Nice. I like it.
I think so. I think it's going to be like really old retro. It had a 2.25 petrol, and I bought it from Swanage at the time I drove back to Cambridge, and that was 200 miles thereabouts.
Right.
And I couldn't do more than about 55. It wouldn't do it. It probably had about 40 horsepower.
Yeah.
And it was so slow, but it was such a pleasure to drive. Like, it was really, really nice to drive, actually. It's better that 110. Doesn't have any bars behind the front seat, which I don't think anyone do, but you could have your seat right back, and it's a bit more of a cruiser.
Right. No, it's a lovely original thing. And like you say, if you're able to...
Brown interior.
Yes, the brushwood, I believe.
Yes,
yeah.
That's what it be, yeah.
Very, very nice. Quite rare. Very, very nice. Yeah, I might have to go and reacquaint myself.
It's even got like the paintworks. It's all original paintwork, but it's faded red. But it's quite cool. I quite like it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's got all that character. But no, we're going to put the EcoBoost in that, I think.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's beautifully preserved. It's a very, very lovely.
Yeah, so the person we bought it from, it was owned by a gentleman who sadly passed away, but he had it for like 30 odd years, and he had like meticulously serviced it all the time. So whenever he did anything, because it was near the sea, well, I was really concerned about the chassis, but it was actually a really good nick. But whenever he did any work, he would put grease on it, or he'd put some copper grease on a bolt, or he'd put grease over something, or paint it, or it was like really neat. Which is always good to be starting with a vehicle that hasn't been completely molested.
Definitely. Yeah, sounds like the sort of bloke you want to buy a car from.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No, that'd be wicked. And actually, like, from an originality point of view, yeah, it's a very, very modern turbocharged engine. But you're going from a 2.25 to a 2.3. It's basically the same.
It's the same capacity.
They don't even. No, do change it on the logbook. But yeah, it'd be basically.
Yeah, because it will lose its tax-free status, won't it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I think. You would definitely be pulled up if you opened the bonnet and there was an EcoBoost in there. I don't think you'd get away with that.
There'd be one of those you can have a good race at the lights.
Definitely, yeah. Be blown away by a Massey red county station wagon. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Bye Finding the right parts for your Land Rover or Range Rover shouldn't be an off-road challenge. At bmh4x4.com, we've built a smarter way to get you back on track. Our new website is now live. The simple, fast and reliable way to find the parts and accessories you need. Supplying quality parts for Defender 1983 to 2016, Discovery 1, 2, 3 and 4, Range Rover Sport 2005 to 2013 with Range Rover P38A and L322 coming soon. All parts are backed by expert knowledge, quick delivery and a 2-year quality guarantee. Visit bmh4x4.com, built by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
Let's talk a bit about your sort of daily driver, Discovery 4.
Disco 4, best car ever.
Yeah?
That is, yeah.
Bold statement. I don't disagree with you.
I got it during COVID 2020, November 2020 I bought it. Done 72,000 miles. It's the last of Disco 4, so it's 66 plate.
Very late.
Yeah, this graphite version is not like the HSE.
Yeah, because
not a massive difference with them, really, I don't think.
No, graphite was one of the run-out models, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did the Landmark, didn't they? And then they did the Landmark, which was like the top spec. And then the graphite was like your above poverty spec.
Right. Fancy name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant car. Like, I've done 100,000 miles on it since I've had it. It's been generally pretty reliable. I say that with a bit of a grin because the handbrake's gone 3 times.
Has it?
Electronic handbrake module's gone 3 times.
Not ideal, I will admit.
It's currently, it's not had a handbrake for 3 months now.
Oh,
Because it's £500 a pop for the bloody module, and then you've got to get underneath it and change it, and it's a horrible job.
they are not fun to do.
No.
I will, yes, totally agree.
But no, apart from that, it's generally been pretty good. I've started to get a small amount of oil in the water,
Okay.
which I'm pretty sure is the oil cooler gone.
Yes, I think that's the most common cause.
But it's been fine. I haven't had a snap crank.
Well, you've done it now, Ben, haven't you?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Oh, it's done 170,000. I'm pretty.
Has it on the original engine?
Yeah.
So they will do it.
Yeah, and it performs just as good as it ever has.
In fact, I think you said that before when I was here and we were talking about it, you reckon the secret to making the 3 litre last is to sort of kick its head in.
Yeah, drive it hard. I've driven that car hard every day I've owned it. Like, always. It will go well above 3,000 RPM on every journey.
Yeah.
And they're designed to do it. Engines are designed to go to that RPM, and they should be used. There's no point in poodling along it and not using that, what it's there for. Like,
Yeah, got you.
it's good for cleaning it out, you're thrashing it about a bit, you know, it could get rid of some of the carbon. And no, I'm a very big believer in that.
Stretch its legs.
I know, like, someone we'll come back to the car, but I had someone with a 2.8 that's done like 400,000 miles with it,
Wow.
and he drives it hard all the time.
Right.
All the time. I think he had a head gasket go at like 300,000, but fair enough.
It's not done a bad run, has it?
No.
300k.
But no, Disco 4, the last of the Disco 4s, you cannot beat them for their comfort, their space. Just inside, you can like move a house in them. Like when we moved last year, my Discovery moved practically, I'd say 90% of all of our workshop equipment and my personal belongings, with not just in the car. I got a massive curtain-sided trailer,
Right.
but it towed all of our stuff from Cambridge to here, and I think we did something like 20 trips.
20 trips.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was, somewhere around that.
Wow.
It did all of it. That car did all of it.
They're such a capable thing, and like it's just. I wish I had more faith. I wish I had your faith, Ben. I wish I could go out and buy one and absolutely rinse it every day and it would serve me well. But I've just always have that niggling doubt, and I shouldn't.
And I get it.
The rest of the car is so good. It's so good.
Brilliant car. It's so comfortable. You do, like Emily, my girlfriend, and I, we regularly go to the Lake District because we like go camping up there, and we go walks and whatever. But you can drive from here to there and it's 3-4 hour journey, and you get out and it's like as if you've just been in the shops.
Yeah.
And there's not that many cars that can do that.
No, I totally with you.
The suspension's superb, ride is brilliant, the performance is great, especially the later ones.
Yeah.
Like 260 horsepower or something. The torque is amazing. Right. But yeah, you're right. There's always that. Is it going to break?
Mind you, 170k has to be. It's up there.
Brilliant. The only thing I think I've started now that started not very good. It's never had gearbox oil change.
Right.
So that's happening next week actually. I'm going to sort that out. And I think it might sharpen up the gear changes a bit. They've gone a little bit sloppy. Not brilliant. So I don't know what that will mean when that's going to break or gearbox fails. I don't know. I think they're pretty bulletproof.
They're pretty hardy, aren't they? The 8-speeds are good.
Yeah, the 8. Yeah.
But it's that horrible. I don't know if it was. I think it's probably Land Rover. I doubt ZF would have said it, but that it was the Feel for Life 150,000 mile, which you've obviously gone past by 20k. Oil change schedule seems very stingy.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd last a lot better if you changed it at 60, like it used to be on the old stuff. But I don't know.
And I think there should have been. I'm my own worst enemy for not servicing my own cars. So and that's what happened. I'm sure that not that we're in an ordinary garage, but most car mechanics would say, "I don't service my car for 20,000 miles."
Never buy a mechanic's car.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
But then so my disco, I got that from. It was a used car dealer I bought it from, but it was owned by Land Rover, by a dealership, and it was driven by a manager at Land Rover.
Oh, right.
Right, and there was 30,000 miles without service.
Really? At Land Rover?
And I've gone to local dealership here to check out the history of it, and it goes, there's nothing between. I think there was nothing between 20 and 50,000.
Oh, nice.
So
low priority when it's a dealer car. Oh, well, it clearly hasn't harmed it. So.
No, it's been all right.
What's that? Do you still have? I meant to ask you this last time. Do you still have the Discovery 2?
Yeah, that's out the back.
Is it? Because that's got quite an interesting engine.
That's got an international NGD 3 litre, which is an electronic version. Well, it's based around the 300 TDI.
Right. Okay.
But it's an electronic engine, so the back end of the block is all the same as a 300 TDI. Cut a long story short, we were doing stuff with 2.8s where we were selling them in crop sprayers.
Oh, right.
Agricultural machinery. And at the time, the company was buying 2.8s from us, and we said, well, there's international phasing them out. They do an electronic version, and they said, okay, we'll fit those. And this was probably 2005.
Right.
Say. Yeah, David, Grandpa, he fitted one in his Disco 2. And it goes very well, really well. But I think because we just had so much demand for the 2.8s, it never really took off.
Got you.
And people are put off because it's electronic, and you've got have an ECU with another ECU package, and it's not as simple for people just to make it work.
They survive water crossings quite well, though, don't they?
No. I was silly one day it was the day after the election Boris won his landslide.
Some time ago.
Yeah, I remember that. There's a Ford near where I used to live down in Cambridgeshire, and there was a really, really heavy rain, and for some reason I saw the marker on the Ford thing that said 3 feet, and I thought that'd be right. I just went straight through it. It's got no snorkel on it.
Right.
Then it just sucked water up into the inlet. That was it, bang. And then David, Grandpa, had to come pull me out, and he was laughing and joking about what an idiot and all that kind of stuff. And I was completely stupid. I had to get out of the car, and all my feet got wet because I was in the middle of the Ford, and and then eventually I had to took the head off it and measure the piston heights, and what a surprise, I'd bent con rods.
Oh, right, you didn't get away with just flushing the water out and off you go.
It still run, but you could tell it was under compression because there was so much white smoke. Wasn't getting the efficient burn it should have.
Got you.
So your head was off, measure the heights, and one was a millimetre below what it should be. When you look at it, amazingly, I don't know if you've still got it, but when you see a water damaged engine, you take it out and you look at a conrod and you see the tweak it does to it, and you look at it, there's no way that water would do that. But it does. The inertia you've got going through the engine.
Yeah,
Go
definitely.
wallop.
What people forget a lot of the time is, and it wasn't really until I messed around, especially, well, I suppose it refreshed my memory, is once the engine's running, the flywheel does so much of the work regarding actually keeping it going.
Oh yeah,
You've obviously got your suck, squeeze, bang, blow, whatever, your
Yeah,
compression going on, but the weight of that flywheel carrying the crank is so important.
Yeah.
And like you say, as soon as you get something that doesn't compress in the cylinder, like water, there's no...
There's no stopping it. It's still going to go round, especially if you're in gear and you've got all the inertia of the vehicle as well. It's going to keep going round, and it will keep sucking it in, and that was it. Knackered.
RIP. So did that engine get fixed, or did it...
Yeah, still got the I had the head off it and had the sump off, and then took the pistons out and the rods out and changed the rods over. And
Oh, cool.
I think I might have even put new pistons in it because you don't know, do you compress the rod?
It's not going to have done it any favours, is it?
No, I think changed the pistons over. And fortunately, we got all that stuff here available.
Yeah, it lives on. Oh,
It does live on. It's really good.
The you mentioned actually you've got a new website.
Yes,
This is exciting because
it is exciting. It's exciting for us. Exciting for me. I'm glad it's finished.
Yeah.
Glad it's finished.
because owning and running the day-to-day business, and especially in something that's sort of as hands-on as building engines every day, I'm sure a lot of the traders that come to our events and a lot of people who are in a different line of work, opening and running a business day to day, dealing with customers and having like marketing and a website and actually doing your job are two completely separate things. So this is a big step for the company.
It's really difficult. We had a website that was just a very dumb-lane, pretty rubbish site before. You could buy a few bits on it, but not a lot. And it did a task of letting people know who we were. But the new site is all about making it convenient for people to purchase our product. We've got some decent quality images on there of our product. We've got decent descriptions of what we do. There's a whole list of engines we offer. So it's not just the TDIs we offer. We offer like complete Puma engines, so the 2.4s and the 2.2s.
Interesting. I didn't
There's
know.
one down there. I'll show you before you go.
Yeah, cool.
Then it's got all our adapter kits on there. So there must be a dozen different adaptions we do that are on offer on there, and it's about showing people what we do rather than them getting in contact with us and making it easy for people to look at our product and purchase. And it's a big up step for us, and we hope to put more and more product on there really every week. I'll be honest, we've got so many little bits of stuff we've developed over the years that we still have in stock that no one even knows we have, and that's our own fault. And I'm sure there are many Land Rover enthusiasts out there that would love to have some of the bits we've got. So eventually, give us some time, we're going to put more and more stuff on there, and there's going to be a section specifically for like legacy parts.
Excellent.
Which for any of those people with Mazdas might be interested.
Well, absolutely.
But yeah, no, site's up and running. Please check it out if anyone's listening.
Where is your web? What is it?
Just mdengineering.co.uk.
There you go, mdengineering.co.uk. And you're also starting off on Instagram now.
Yeah, so Emily, my girlfriend, she's works with us now part-time, and she's solely in charge of our social media. So she's updating stuff in the coming weeks quite regularly, hopefully.
Good stuff. Yeah, give the guys a follow on Instagram.
Please do.
There's always interesting stuff happening. As I said before in the beginning, I absolutely love coming here because I love to see what you're up to. Such a cool business, and yeah, it's just so much to see. And because of the history of the company, it's like you say, selling TDCIs and all these new projects you've got on the go, but also going back all the way through the years to workshop manuals for the old Perkins stuff, the old Mazda stuff, the engineering drawings. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, we're pretty special, really, in the Land Rover trade. We're not like your ordinary Land Rover specialist, not just does maintenance and stuff. We're very niche stuff. And let's hope we can do another 50 years.
Definitely. No, I really hope so too. And thank you for having me to have another poke around. And thanks again for helping me out with the TDI as well. You will see a Day With series with Motor and Diesel Engineering, or MD Engineering, very soon in Land Rover Monthly. So don't miss that, and you'll be able to visualise what we're talking about right now on the podcast, which will be really cool. Check out the guys' new website. If you're doing an engine conversion on your Land Rover, or you have, you might even just have a project in mind that you think you might want to take on.
Some advice, ask us, send us an email.
There you go.
Email us, sales@mdengineering.co.uk.
What more could you ask for? There's not many businesses out there that sort of offer that stuff for free. So take advantage and just see what they're up to. Really, there's so much going on. But yeah, repowering stuff, fitting engines, it's what I love to see. It's what I enjoy. It's what really gets me going. So check them out. And we're going to take some pictures, and hopefully you're going to give me a bit of a tour. Because this is a whole new, recently fitted out premises, and I don't think I've seen all of it. So I'm going to go down and we'll see what's happening. We'll get some pictures, and you, as I said before, you'll read about it very soon in Land Rover Monthly. So got anything to add, Ben?
No, just thank you, really.
That's all right. It's my pleasure. I like coming out of here. Gets me out of the house. But no, awesome. Right, well, we'll wrap
thanks,
up
guys.
there. And thanks for listening. Don't forget, we've got loads and loads of listeners' questions to get through. Steve and I have been a bit busy. We did LRM live, and now I'm here, but we are getting to them. So if you've got any questions that you would like answering, send us an email, editorial@lrm.co.uk. If you've got any conversion questions, send them in, and I will put them to Ben, and hopefully he can share some sage advice as well. And obviously, if you've got any feedback or anything like that, send us an email as well, editorial@lrm.co.uk. And we'll catch you on the next one.